Hello once again. I'm Sente or Sentinel, and this is Crawl Sudden Death Challenges, Week 3 Sudden Deaths. Sorry for the slight delay. So, once again, I will be using the DCSSReplay program to show you a tile-based image that generated from the TTYRX. And if you want, you can check it out in my GitHub. That you can see the link to here, and it's linked below in the description. Enjoy the sudden deaths. Here we have DRJ. He's in Elf 3 and he's leadless and he's at XL 15. He also has a longbow in his hands. Quite a few people seem to have a two-handed weapon on the Minotaur. And he is currently encountering a Deep Elf Sorcerer, which sends him straight to the Abyss. We see that his main melee weapon is a large tank of speed, so that somewhat justifies the longbow. We can see that he is in Abyss 3, he uses a teleport to get out of that somewhat scary looking situation. Of course, at XL15 you should be expected to survive, but it won't be the best experience, especially when you get sent down deeper than usual. Of course, with the Shining One, it should be somewhat easier, because killing the chaotic monsters and chaotic and evil monsters in Abyss should heal you. So let's see him trying to get back to Elf. Okay, the Ledge Tongue is doing work, and he managed to generate an entrance and get out of there. So it seems that ghostly enemies look like Fanar. He chose a rather poor. Let's see how much HP he had when he exited. Okay, so the ghostly mages are really doing a number on him. He has 115 HP. Now he gets crystal speared and he's down to 70. Let's see what his next move will be. It somehow seems that staying in Abyss 3 was a safer situation than what it looks like now. Of course, you never want to be. Oh, he gets iron shotted from 70 to 20 HP. So he is now in real big trouble. Looks like he gets hit by another iron shot. He moves around for a bit. But at 30 HP you really won't last long against the Deep Elf mages. So he's trying to fight them with a large tank of speed, but the time now would be to escape. He chooses to blink up, and it looks like he's going to make it, but sadly, he gets hit by a bolt of lightning from a Deep Elf Annihilator just as he was almost out of there. And he ends his perfect streak of 2 games at 10 points in Elven Halls, going for the Learless Challenge. Another sudden death and an interesting situation where staying in Abyss 3 is safer than being in Elf. The next sudden death is by Neopolis. He is currently in Zot 1 and he has 3 runes, and he is also layerless, so he's got some points banked up and wanting to get them. But we can see that he auto-explores straight into a cursto. Now normally that would not be so bad, but let's see how that plays out. So we can see that he is choosing to fire his arbalist at the cursto, and by doing that he got confused. Now we have some more summons appearing around him, and we are in the very much in the cursto trap. Let's he pulls out his Arga. No, I'm not sure why he was using the Mithril, the Arbalist before, but okay. Okay, so the screen is just filled by the mushrooms, and the cursto is tormenting him quite a lot. Now the best thing to do would probably be to get a fog scroll so he can stop the torment. And what he is doing, he was berserk, and now he's just slow, and he's also confused by all the mushrooms. So he is taking his time, swinging the axe around at 47 HP now. He's thinking more about what to do now, realizes that he's still confused. Let's see. Oh, he chooses to... See, he chooses... What does he do? Okay, he seems to be healing himself. But then he gets damage down to 6 HP while still being confused. Let's look at the options. Well, of course, when you're confused you want to drink the curing potions, but he just simply dies. So that was, well, a pretty rough situation he got himself into, which resulted in the cursto letting him get surrounded and tormenting him while the mushrooms confuse him to death. A sad way to go, especially in Zot with 3 runes and a layerless bonus. But that's why it's called the Sudden Death Challenge. You always have to be prepared to die. Okay, next up we have Slow Graham, and he is in Zot 5 with 3 runes, and he is also layerless. So that's quite a nice bonus for him. Let's see him go. So I'm speeding this up a bit, because he fights rather well at this point. He has a broad axe and hand crossbow for a ranged option. He's ranging the Orb Guardians down one by one. Okay, we have traps on both sides, but the net trap is much easier to deal with. So he's going to go on that side. Okay, let's see him fighting next. Some more enemies. He summons an ally, and he helps him to clear up the lungs. You can see the enemies trickling in one by one, attracted by the noise, and that's quite a nice way to fight them, because you don't want to face everything all at once. Okay, he's using the choke point to control how many enemies can attack him. And taking care of them quite easily. Well, he's taking some nice damage, but when he's moited, it shouldn't be much of a problem. Okay, so fighting an orb HP at 100, an orb of fire at 100 HP is not probably the best idea. He went down to around 30 back then. He seems to be drinking heal wounds potions to heal up. And he manages to kill that orb of fire as well. So, I guess he's playing not in the safest way possible, but he's making it work. Okay, more orbs of fire. No, he berserked to kill that one. And now he's trying to cure the mutations that he got from fighting all those orbs. Okay, and now let's get to the main part of the show. Okay, so we can see that he got marked. So now the right side is flooding him. He has 4 orbs of fire and he's doing really, really badly. He is now at 40 HP and the teleport did not work for him. He teleported straight closer to the orb chamber, so now he is really panicking and there isn't much that you can do except hope. He read another teleport scroll that he can try to get out of here. He's also fast and near starving and still marked, and now he is making his way up in hopes that he can avoid damage long enough for the teleport to kick in. But we know that in Zod teleports take longer, so sitting here at 40 HP with 4 orbs of fire on screen, the enemy is getting berserked by the mouth of Wrath, is, well, not looking good for him. And we can see that he went up as much as he could. Maybe he could have gone diagonally left. And surprisingly, he hasn't taken any damage yet. And he also even drank a curing potion to get some more HP. Well, let's see what's gonna happen next. He drinks another potion. He's getting surrounded now. The teleport is still not kicking in. Standing next to 3 orbs of fire, and that's it. Sadly, that's as much as you can stretch being surrounded by that many enemies in Zod 5. So that mark play really was not the best idea because he had not cleared any of the right sides, so that was just a rushdown of all the enemies that were still left in Zod. A sad end to a 3-rune layerless win. But that's how it goes. Here we have Engine. He is currently layerless and he is going into Depths 5. On the previous 2 weeks He had gotten both 10 points, so this was quite a big blow to a perfect CSDC run otherwise. Going into depths at XL14 is really quite a challenge, but let's see how he does. He read a teleport to get a better location, and he goes straight for the downstairs. We can see that he found a somewhat calmer looking location, and now he's currently in depth 2. He's got a downstairs that might lead him to even more safety or even more danger. But currently he is fighting enemies with 10 AC, 22 EV, and a +8 rapier, using Ru to somehow survive. He hasn't managed to get 5 stars with him yet, so he doesn't have access to Apocalypse. The aura that randomly affects enemies is weaker, and he can only use the heal or the jump. So he seems to be calmly fighting the enemies until we can see that a fire giant, a stone giant, and a Spriggan air mage show up. So this is very, very bad for an XL14 character. He is thinking about the next turns quite deeply because this situation is not looking good, getting sandwiched from both sides. He's able to take something like 50 damage per rock, no, probably 70 damage per rock from the giant. So he is quite literally in one-shot range right now, especially if the Spriggan air mage decides to do some airstrikes or lightning bolts. Okay, what is he going to do next? Okay, so he seems to be placing exclusions. My DCSSReplay doesn't show it yet. Okay, so he chose to move up to the single gap hallway that lets that reduces him being sandwiched, but he's taking a lot of damage from the air mage. He's currently at 42 HP. He threw a Curare dart and managed to slow down the fire giant, but the air mage dodged it. Okay, so he uses the heal ability from Ru. So he was at 60 HP, and luckily at least he has RF. So, and because he resists the fireball, but now he's in a really unenviable situation when he can get both fireball and stones thrown at him. He throws a Kurari dart at the stone giant. He takes a rock from the giant. He heals again, and just as he starts fighting the fire giant, we have some uninvited guests showing up in the form of a Deep Troll Earth Mage and probably the rest of the pack. So now let's see how he deals with this situation. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. So he uses a fog scroll to not allow the Earth Mage to do some to do some LRD shenanigans, and he gets fireballed for 26 damage and he's down to 8 HP. So it's not going well. It's really not going well. He is almost dead yet, but let's see what he chooses to do in the last few turns of his life. He moves up, he can see the earth mages. They could have just LED'd him now. He is moving up and the earth mages are digging out more space so that more enemies can see him. The fire giant hasn't attacked him because he's slow and he wants to remain inside, so he has to move up. But now there's nowhere left to run. And it's likely that the next turn will be the last one. He's checking out the exclusions, how he can move to make the least enemies see him, to make them waste turns in moving up, but it's not likely that it's going to help him. He chooses to use a fear scroll and he manages to scare the fire giant away, but straight next to him is a stone giant. He uses another heal, so now he's at 36 HP, but of course he's still very much in one-shot rage. And he dies. Simply by having another large rock thrown at him, he ends up he goes from 36 HP to -5. A sad end to an otherwise really good run. It looks like he had 2 scrolls of blinking. Interested that he didn't choose to use them. Well, of course that's similar to me, but he wasn't ascetic in this. So yeah, that was the end of Engine's perfect 2-week streak by him dying in depths. The next dev we have is from Energetic Octo. First I wanted to show him expertly dodging the Abyss Rune pickup by first confirming it with the devs, and then he had left the game in Abyss 3 as he was heading into the vault, and he got advice that he shouldn't pick up the rune because it would mess with the bonus points. So he just leaves the vault and continues on with the game. Let's fast forward. We can see him travel into Tartarus, straight to Tartarus 7. Everything's going seemingly well. He has a storm bow, and so helping fight. And now let's encounter the Ereshkigal, the end boss. So he gets some summons, buffs up, haste might agi, has an Tzitmitl to show up to target his face, because why not? So he's sitting at a not very safe 59 HP, but that's just how it goes. And now we have a real big problem. We have the Serpent of Hell show up, which currently looks like either a Steam Drake or a Shadow Dragon. He summons some insects to help him, and now we have the Ereshkigal and the Serpent of Hell chasing him down. Here we see The Ereshkigal almost dead, and the Serpent of Hell has summoned a Storm Dragon. So let's see how this plays out. There, he's shooting the Stormbow at them. And we can see that... Oh, and we can see that he dies. How'd that happen? He's shooting the Stormbow. He kills Ereshkigal. And... yeah, he kills Ereshkigal and... the lightning double hits him. On the turn he kills her. Is that right? Yep. He was probably about to teleport out. He could have stepped upright on the next turn after killing Ereshkigal, but it just didn't work out that way. And so we have, well, a pretty sudden death. Here we have my death. I am currently on depth 5. We can see that I'm trying to memorize regeneration, getting some spells on the Minotaur Summoner. Haven't done Lair. And I'm going for Ascetic as well. So this was an interesting challenge for me. And let's watch. Okay, so I'm going through some menus. Just casually exploring depths 5, struggling all the way down. You know how it goes. And the one good thing I had was Damnation. Managed to find it, and it proved very useful after I found it in Elf. I think it pretty much saved my life and allowed me to get as far as I did. I also had a vault that spawned and gave me the Sword of Zungeldrock, so that was also pretty good and gave me some good damage that I needed. And in here I made, well, you can say a critical mistake, because I died, but, well, I could have definitely survived if I broke my ascetic, but I just didn't want to. So here we have me firing the damnation shots at the incoming enemies, and now we see that we are really in deep trouble because we have some caustic strikes. Now I am actually in a perfect position to just make a root jump straight up, straight up to the stairs and escape, but I am thinking that I can just apocalypse and take care of the strikes right here and now and avoid the drain penalty that comes with it. Of course, that's okay. So even more caustic strikes come into view. The two of them closest to me are paralyzed, I think, and well, sadly the other two aren't, and and there's one more. They quickly come up to me and, well, do some nasty things. So now I decided it's a good time to use Lamp of Flames. Well, I'm of course exhausted and and since I'm ascetic, I don't want to use the Blinked Claws yet since I have full HP. But of course, things won't be going as easily. So I managed to kill one caustic strike and I have one attacking me, and then the other comes up and starts attacking me as well. And this is where I quickly die. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I'm thinking about what I can do. Thinking, oh man, I'll just scattershot them to death, of course. But yeah, that won't be happening. I use a Wand of Clouds to get some more fire, but the caustic strike they really just didn't want to die. I think they both had like half HP by the time they killed me. So with the hindsight I have now, it would be time to blink quite a long time ago. But let's keep watching as I struggle on the last few turns. Yeah, I'm scattershotting now. And I think it does nothing. Yep, as you can see, they did quite a lot of damage to me. And neither of them are dead, so this would really be the time to escape. I, of course, didn't want to break ascetic, so... and I'm still exhausted from using Apocalypse, which didn't do much for me. And come on. And then after using another wand, I die. And as you can see, will we be able to see? I had 18 scrolls of blinking. 18. I had them identified because I bought them from a shop. So yeah. Just dying because I was going for points. Well, in one way, I guess you could see that death coming from a mile away. But in another way, it really was a sudden one, with the Shreks getting me in just a few turns. Next is Maive. He has a +9 Holy Longbow, and he's going for Gehenna at XL 20. That's rather low. You probably could get some more HP from someone else, but let's see how it goes for him. So he's clearing out the entrance to the first level of the Gehenna, and we can see that hell effects spawn a Brimstone Fiend and a Tormentor on him. Well, just a whole pack of enemies. So let's see how he deals with them. Okay, we can see that he is currently using the Holy Flame ability to do some damage, and now that happened really fast. Let's rewind this a bit. So he's sitting at 193 HP. He does one turn, he gets tormented. He does another one, he gets, what does he do? He just gets attacked just by melee, and now Brimstone Fiend and a Tormentor is on screen, and when you see that, you're really in for a rough time. So he chooses to go up, and what that does is makes him get tormented even more, and now he's sitting at 24 HP with a Brimstone Fiend next to him. So this is a very, very bad situation, as should be apparent. So he chooses to drink a heal potion, I think, because he feels much better. So, and he gets then damned by the Brimstone Fiend. He's down to 7 HP. Let's see the next move. And the Brimstone Fiend is only half dead, maybe even less, because he's at yellow health. Okay, and the next move is to drink another heal wounds potion. That brings him to 20 HP, well, probably 40, and then he gets tormented. he chooses to blink at this point. He blinks down, he gets damned to death. Damnated. Okay, so that was a rather unfortunate trip into Gehenna 1, with the hell effects spawning a brimstone fiend and a tormentor, and then getting tormented, I think, three times to bring him to very low HP, and being stuck next to the brimstone fiend on the upstairs. And that was the end of Mive the warrior, who was going for first run Gehenna. A sad end, and a really sudden one too. Next up, we have Chillblaine. He is currently at XL22. He doesn't have, hasn't entered lair yet, and he's going for first rune Gehenna. So I'm just letting this play out at a higher speed. It's going real well for him. He is not taking much damage on these trash mobs. Hell's not much of a challenge with TSO and the Minotaur, and a Sacred Scourge. Of course, having 45 AC and 31 shield also helps. So let's just speed through and get to the end fight, which is where the fun happens. Okay, speed this up a bit. And let's see when we are gonna see him. So I don't think he got lower than 150 HP or something throughout all this hell expedition. Yeah, interesting that we're seeing a lot of ice clouds. Well, that's because they are out of sight, and that being blue, and that is the color of ice clouds that I chose. Let's see, let's get to the actual action. Okay, here we go. He encounters Asmodeus around the corner, and Asmodeus has his Brimstone Fiend boys with him. So let's see what he's going to do. Okay, he's taking a few torments. And he's getting surrounded by the Brimstone Fiends, never a good look, with Asmodeus next to him. He seems to be using the TSO ability. And now he's fighting Asmodeus at 120 HP. Okay, he summons an ally, which won't really help him. Asmodeus just now going to yellow damage, so he hasn't been damaged at all until now. Okay, he is currently getting fireballed and all sorts of things, just taking a lot of damage. At this point, it would probably be good to blink out of there if possible. Okay, he's at 50 HP, still getting fireballed. Yeah, some buffs would be good too, just Brilliance probably doesn't cut it in Gehenna at XL 23, almost 24. Okay, so Asmodeus is quite nicely damaged now, but he is sitting at 27 HP, so any turn now, he just chooses now to move away. And what's the next thing? Asmodeus starts chasing him, and he gets killed by a Hellion for 36 damage. So that was 1 more HP than he had. And that's a rather sad way to die. Probably preventable, but that's how it goes. So, another one bites the dust. And once again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed these silent devs as much as I did. This was your week 3 host, Sente, and if you're interested in the DCSS replayer, you can find the links in the description.